In previous lecture, we defined a variable or data item as a characteristic, number, or quantity that can be measured or counted. There are many different methods for data gathering. We did talk about the questionnaire. It can be also the interview, records from the doctors and other health professionals in private or public sections, and of course the laboratory measurements are a source of the gathering data. After gathering data, we need to organize them and before any analysis, and also there are different softwares which are developed in the last few decades and also upgraded. And in this course, we are going to learn about the software which called SPSS. The data recorded in SPSS, if we look at them in our computer, it has a suffix at .sav, and if the SPSS is already installed in your computer, you can see this icon, as you can see here also next to SAV, in your file data. By double-clicking on this icon, you can open the file in the SPSS program, which by default will open two different windows. The first window is called the Data Editor window, which, as you can see here, in turn has two different viewing options. First, the data view. If you look at the data view, as you can see here, each row represents the data collected from one participant in the study, and each column represents one variable in different participants. By clicking the variable view icon here down there, we can shift the data view and look at the characteristics of the variables. Each variables in this part, each row represents one variable. In columns, name is for short names or selected abbreviations for each variable that we have in the data set. And in the column labeled by type, the second one here, it can be different in different defaults. We can see if the variables are recorded as numbers, which appears as numeric as default also, or other possible formats. For example, we need to add participants' family name, so we cannot use the numbers and we use the letters, so we can change the number to a string. Also, there are other possibilities like the date option. By clicking on the numeric, we can open a box here, and in this box there are different possibilities for different changes that we can do there. After that, the column decimals, also for numeric data, shows the number of decimals there which is recorded in this regard, or we want or we need more decimals or less decimals, we can change it here if it's available. You will see in the type of data that this is specific for different type of data, then continuous variables may need also the decimals. The label column is for description of the variables, which we may not clearly explain it by only the name column there. So the column label, we can explain what they are. For example, if we have something like STAT2, it just will be explained in this column. In the value columns, the meaning of the values or codes in describing subgroups of a variable can be showed. For example, if we use code 1 and 2 for male and female, then we can describe it in this column as 1 is equal male and 2 is equal female, or vice versa. This is a code that we are using, and we can change it, or we can decide which code is supposed to be for which subgroup of variable. The column heading measures is about the type of variables that's important for us also. And if we click on those icons or the writings over there, we are going to have 3 possible choices here as scale, ordinal, and nominal, which is very important because this is the basic of all the tests that we are decide to use in different concepts and different sets for analysis of the data. It very depends on the type of variable. It's very important to choose the correct type of variable, and we can ask how to define those types of variables, which is the subject of our next video.